Another reason to rebuild my favorite team, the New York Giants. I'll take it all day. As Kenny Golladay has signed a monster 4-year, $72 million deal to become the best receiver on the New York Giants. About time. He is getting a lot of money. It's understandable. But yeah, I've actually been a little bit surprised when I went back, checked out the videos I've uploaded. I've only rebuilt the Giants twice this year. One of them was a 20-year rebuild. You can check that out on the channel already. But I'll take any excuse to get in with my favorite team. I always just care about these a little bit more. How can you not? I would also love to remind you to hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed already as we look at the team here. We are so close to 300,000 subscribers, and that's such an incredible milestone. So every bit helps. But in regards to the Giants, I had to make some moves before we actually started the video to get players on the right team. But I can't get to the file share for some reason because Madden is just so bad, and the EA servers are so bad with the community file share. It's just terrible. So I couldn't download a roster if I'm sure somebody who's done every single move. But I made the correct move for the Giants. We have Kyle Rudolph. I even went and got Devontae Booker and Mike Glennon for no reason. Of course, Kenny Golladay, John Ross is on here. And then on defense, of course, no Dalvin Tomlinson, unfortunately. We do have a Fadi Odenigbo. And I also made the assumption that Adoree Jackson's going to sign with the Giants. But even if he doesn't, he's still unsigned right now. We can say this is just the start of the rebuild, and I'm going out and signing him in free agency. However, as many of you guys probably know, there is no free agency right now because it's 2020. It's the preseason. I'm Madden 21. You can't just simulate and have all the guys that are supposed to be free agents. So I had to go in there before we actually started the franchise in the managed roster section of like the homepage on Madden and make some of those changes and trades and things like that. But I haven't adjusted the contracts. So Kenny Golladay is going to be a free agent. So I just have to, I'll probably just adjust his contract. But I'm going to simulate to the end of this season all the way straight to the offseason and start from there. Also, it should be noted that the draft order is super scuffed because I couldn't load in with the actual records the way that I usually do because I needed the roster changes to happen. So everything's just a complete and utter mess. So the draft is going to be interesting. It's a good thing we're focusing on the Giants and not every other team in the league. So it's not really too much of an imposition and too much of a big deal. But it's still a little bit weird. Okay, so it took me a little bit to actually set up the contracts, but as you can see, Kenny Golladay is getting paid a ton. It doesn't structure exactly how it does in real life because it's just not possible, but as you can see, $74 million, and it's set up to be over 5 because where we are in free agency, it's really going to end up being a 4-year deal. So I hope that makes sense. Like, you can't set it up to be 4 years right now because we're in like the off-season stage. So the new calendar year hasn't started yet from where we are. Now, I certainly didn't explain that as well as I could have, but I think it makes sense. Something didn't work with it. I'm not sure what. Leonard Williams, who I had to restructure as well, and Kenny Golladay, both are just in free agency. I'm just going to like structure it the best I can to get Golladay and Leonard Williams. Madden is not working today the way that I would like it to. So we say Leonard Williams got 3 years, 63. Kenny Golladay got 4 years, 74. So I'm just offering those contracts, and that should fix it enough. The other players really won't end up mattering too much that the Giants signed. Like, for the sake of this rebuild, a Fadi Odenigbo is never going to be a star. John Ross is never going to be much. Like, some of these players just really don't need to be here. All right, I did the best I could. We got Leonard Williams. We got Kenny Golladay. I'm trying to negotiate with John Ross and Fadi Odenigbo as we speak. We got them both. The contracts aren't close to exact because they just wouldn't accept anything like that. No one wants a 1-year deal in Madden franchise. But, you know, it's good enough. It's not like John Ross is going to play a big impact on this team anyway in-game. In real life, I think it'll be different. But in-game, probably won't matter at all. And then we got Odenigbo. He'll play outside linebacker probably. But, like, to me right now, he doesn't really matter too much. 27 years old. I'm kind of not all in on this in the video game. In real life, I think he'll be a fine rotational pass rusher. People are going to freak out about him wearing 92. Guess what, man? It's a video game. You're not going to see his number. Don't worry about it. All right, 5th-year options after the super long setup. Saquon Barkley, I'll pick it up. I want Saquon around. It's going to be an interesting decision for the Giants in real life. I don't know how people call him injury prone. It's like he tore his ACL. He's not really an injury prone player. It's like sometimes injuries just happen. It's the National Football League and he plays running back. It's a thing that happens. But to call him injury prone, I think is a little bit ridiculous. I think he's dealt with like some high ankle sprains and stuff, but really outside the ACL, nothing nagging, recurring, anything too crazy. As the Eagles end up with the #1 overall pick, the draft is going to look really weird. It's going to look really weird. Eagles go Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson to the Jets, Vikings go Jamar Chase. Against the order's a mess. Penei Sewell goes to the Raiders, Broncos take Kyle Pitts. Can never have enough tight ends, I guess. Michael Parsons to the Lions, Dolphins go Patrick Surtain, Jags go Devontae Smith, and here we are at number 9, not number 11. With a number of really, really good players on the board. Now, in real life, I still think this pick should be Jalen Waddle. The Giants don't really have a pure separator. I know some guys like Sterling Shepard. He's not really a guy that creates separation at this point in his career. Kenny Golladay is not someone that creates separation. John Ross is a nice speed guy, nice, good addition for speed. And when he's healthy, he's shown that he can be solid, but you're banking a lot on him staying healthy. He's a decent route runner. But Jalen Waddle actually creates separation. So when you can take a player like him, I think it's a no-brainer decision. But the offensive line is also super, super poor. Rashawn Slater's here. That's very tempting. Also, if Trey Lance or Justin Fields is available at 11, that's the player I want for the Giants. They're just better than Daniel Jones for potential in the future. But Daniel Jones is still on the team. I don't think the Giants are going to move on from Daniel Jones this year at all. But in Madden, is he my answer? Definitely not, I would say. Unless we can win him MVP, which might be possible with the addition of Kenny Golladay in-game. Remember, this is in-game. Golden Tate also is not on the team anymore, so he needs to be cut. So I have to kind of manage what is somewhat realistic to happen in real life versus what I would do in the game. And I don't think Fields or Lance will be available by the Giants pick, which in real life is really number 11. So I am going with what I want and what I think still has great possibility, which is taking Jalen Waddle. Go offensive line in round 2. Go edge linebacker in round 2 or 3. But Jalen Waddle, if available, should be the pick for the Giants. The bottom line for me on that one is just it's too good of a player to pass up as Richie Grant goes to the Jags. And here we are at number 9 in the second round. Davion Nixon would also be solid. Here's another thing, is the Giants did not re-sign Dalvin Tomlinson. Figured that it'd be better to pay Kyle Rudolph 2 years, $14 million, instead of paying Dalvin Tomlinson 2 years, $22 million, which, yeah, it is slightly more money, but it's for a much more important player to the Giants defense. Now I have to move Dexter Lawrence over to the defensive tackle in my 3-4. BJ Hill now has to start. It's not exactly ideal. Dalvin Tomlinson was just pure and simple, plain and simple, one of the best run stoppers in the NFL. So to lose him is actually a massive, massive loss. But I don't know that we draft a defensive tackle right now. And I say we, I mean in the video game. That's where we're taking this approach from at this point. There's some good players available. I think Jabril Cox is going to be the one for me. Just kind of has to be. Need linebacker really, really badly. Jabril Cox is quite good. In real life, the Giants signed Reggie Ragland to a 1-year deal. He's not the answer. He's an upgrade at the position probably, but not the answer. Jabril Cox being available is super tempting. What are the offensive linemen that we're looking at? Alex Leatherwood, Dylan Raduns, who's quite good. Trey Smith, Josh Myers, Deontay Brown. I mean, no one really standing out to me at cornerback in this scenario. We already have Adoree Jackson. So I am going to go middle linebacker. I am going to take Jabril Cox, 73 overall, number 27 in the class, took him at 41. Star, better development. one of the better cover linebackers in the draft. He's got super high potential, and to bring him in is just fantastic for my team. Round 3, Michael Carter just went. Elijah Moore, Dwayne Eskridge are cool. If the Giants don't manage to get Jalen Waddle and decide to go offensive line or another position in the first, I really hope it's not edge at the moment, just because like Rousseau is a project player. Kwity Paye, I'm not sure is worth the pick there. But if the Giants decide to go O-line, corner, linebacker, edge, whatever it is, there are really good receivers down the board, and a guy like Elijah Moore, Dwayne Eskridge lasting till round 3, I think would be spectacular pickups, but we don't need that. We already drafted Jalen Waddle. So now what do I want? Ooh, Deontay Brown. Paulson Adebo also sticking out. I think I'm going to go offensive line. Deontay Brown seems like a solid pickup at this spot. Only normal development, but definitely a very big addition. He's 340 pounds. Very big addition. Not sure if he's going to start in this team. Maybe. Our offensive lines are really bad. Jordan Smith would be okay value. Kind of a project player as well. But at this point, you definitely consider taking that. Cade Johnson's also a player I'm pretty high on as a slot guy in the future. Let's go ahead and go with... Let's go edge. Let's go with Jordan Smith out of UAB. Really good athlete. Not much of a technician as a pass rusher right now. Kind of lacks the fundamentals, but the athletic profile and the size is certainly there. So he is the pickup for me. Round 6, Chatarius Tutu Atwell still available. All the best receivers are still available. Not all the best receivers, but a lot of receivers. We're going to take Tay Gowan, actually. Really fast corner out of UCF. Only has had 1 season of playing after transferring from JUCO. Also, fun fact about Tay Gowan is we have been in contact on Twitter a ton. He's a guy that's projected anywhere from like the 2nd to like the 5th, I guess, just because the play time wasn't there. But we've been in contact on Twitter. We follow each other back, and we're trying to get a video going, but the idea that I had just wasn't really going to work out. So if you guys have any ideas of what you'd like to see me do with Tay Gowan for a video, let me know, and we can see if we can make it happen. So leave that down in the comment section below. And let's go ahead and get into, I guess, the official year 1. So Nate Solder restructured his contract in real life, but I don't want him. So he's going to get cut. We're going to start Matt Pert at right tackle. We got Deontay Brown at right guard. Nick Gates did look better the second half of the season. He was a guy who had some really good games and some really bad games. I think he could be a good player, but he's just a bit of a question mark right now. But starting at center for me right now is fine. Will Hernandez hopefully bounces back in real life. Andrew Thomas, I need to see take a step up. But right now, we've got some solid options. Evan Ingram's certainly going to start over Kyle Rudolph. And Jalen Waddle's going to play a ton. I'm also looking to trade Sterling Shepard right now. So Shepard is going to get traded. We have no running back depth at the moment. Should have Devontae Booker, but that kind of worked out in a weird way. We need edge help really badly. But they're just, you know, we weren't in any position to do that. I'm going to put big play Darnay in the slot. Corner is okay for right now. Safety's in a weird spot. I want to start Xavier McKinney, but what do I do with Logan Ryan? Do I move him to slot corner? He's also 30. He had a good season in real life last year, but he's someone I also want to trade. So if I could put together a package where I move Logan Ryan and Sterling Shepard for help on the edge, I am absolutely going to do it. This isn't going to be some hyper-realistic rebuild. We're going to have a little bit of fun with it. We are in March, right? The game's been out for a minute. I've already rebuilt the Giants in a fairly crazy way. This is not going to be super crazy, but I am going to make a move for some type of edge player. It would be real nice to get Khalil Mack. I don't know if I'm going to go that far, but I know everyone knows I want Brian Burns as well. We're going to see what our options are based on the interest in these two players, and we're going to see what's possible. There is not one team in the league with any interest in Logan Ryan, and that is not ideal, to say the least. I'd love a first-round pick from the Jets, but I'm not sure there's any wiggle room to make that happen whatsoever unless I trade Daniel Jones, who I would love to trade, but they're going to overvalue him, and I mean, I don't know. That's not super realistic. So getting a round 1 pick is just off the table unless it's super late in the first round from Seattle. And that actually definitely has potential to go through. Let's add a 4th round pick, and it is Sterling Shepard in a 4th for a late round 1 projected. I think that's from the Seattle Seahawks. So that is the trade. I'm comfortable with it. We'll see if we can draft an edge rusher with that pick. And now we have Jalen Waddle, Darius Slayton, and Kenny Golladay. This is my dream for the Giants receiving core because I think it would be very, very good. You have Jalen Waddle, who would be one of the best slot receivers you could possibly get. Darius Slayton, who's a fine wide receiver 2 option. And then Kenny Golladay, who's your typical X receiver, jump ball guy. The Giants would just be really set up for success, other than the fact that the offensive line is not in a great spot, which I understand that is important. We need edge rusher really badly. So that will be the focus in this offseason, whether we sign somebody, whether we trade for somebody, whether we draft somebody. I am getting edge help, but I will see you at the midseason mark. I do like that Adoree Jackson's a free agent because he's probably going to sign a 1-year deal if he were to go to the Giants, but he's also only 25 years old, 84 overall. He's someone I want to bring back long term, and he's actually fairly affordable. So a 5-year deal worth just over $40 million, I think is incredible. And Adoree Jackson is back with the team. Evan Ingram is someone I will extend just because in Madden, Evan Ingram's a beast because he doesn't drop the football as much. So he's back long term. Jabril Peppers is also someone I want back long term. I think this is a fairly affordable contract as well, 36.5 over, what is that, 4 or 5? And those were guys we definitely needed to bring back. Will Hernandez is another one. The rest, I'm not really too worried about. BJ Hill's kind of whatever. Lorenzo Carter is kind of whatever. He's our best option on the edge right now, but that doesn't mean it's good. Will Hernandez, 5-year deal till he's 30. Great contract for me. And just re-signing players has gone so smoothly right now. We are in a fantastic spot. We're going to spend some Coach XP and get, let's do, where are my rookies? Linebacker, O-line. Let's do O-line just because I need those guys to come a little bit of a ways before they are usable. So we actually went 9-7, making the playoffs. The Bears are 12-4. I didn't even change the playbooks. I'm sure the defense is good. I don't know about the offense. Jalen Waddle, of course, superstar X Factor. We love to see that. Not really a major shock. You guys know how I feel about Jalen Waddle. I think he's unbelievable. And if you don't think Jalen Waddle's good, you just haven't seen him play. It's pretty much simple as that is. Wearing 83 is pretty disgusting for him, but it is what it is. We're going to get his X Factor ability activated. It's not activating. I don't know. And then Jabril Cox, star dev. I didn't even bother changing any of the specialists. I just assumed they'd be where I want them to be. But Xavier McKinney is our sub linebacker. Blake Martinez is kind of whatever for me, but I definitely want Xavier McKinney playing over Logan Ryan. We couldn't trade him. I don't really know what to do with Logan Ryan. I really don't. So stats-wise, 24th best offense, but the defense seemed to be pretty good. Top 10 in the league as we managed to win 9 games. Yeah, the offensive playbook just needs to change, plain and simple. But Daniel Jones had a pretty Daniel Jones type year. 36, almost 3,700 yards, 21 TDs, 9 picks. Probably fumbled about 15, 20 times. We got Shane Pichel. Yeah, that's just not good enough. Saquon Barkley was very good, though. About 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns, averaging 4.7 yards per carry. Receiving, Kenny Golladay didn't really put up amazing numbers, but the offense as a whole was not very good. Jalen Waddle was okay as a rookie. Darius Slayton was kind of in the middle of both those guys for catches, yards, and touchdowns averaged out. Defensively, Xavier McKinney led the team in tackles, playing a lot of sub linebacker, 96, 4 for a loss, 1 sack, and interception for him. We had 22 tackles for loss for Dexter Lawrence, the most on the team by a mile. And we were putting pressure on the quarterback. 10 sacks for Leonard Williams, 9 for Lorenzo Carter, 5 for Afadio Denabo, 4 for BJ Hill, 2 for Julian Love. Zimenez really didn't get too many. And then for interceptions, James Bradbury with 5, Jabril Peppers 3, Adoree Jackson 3, Logan Ryan 3. The X-Man Xavier McKinney only with 1, as we talked about, as Aaron Rodgers wins MVP. No Giants in there. NFC Offensive Player of the Year is Aaron Rodgers. No Giants. Defensive Player of the Year is Bobby Wagner. No Giants. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Trey Lance with Chicago. Jalen Waddle at number 8. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Trayvon Merrick. Yes, it is Merrick, not Mo Rig. Jabril Cox at number 9. And then, shouldn't really have anything else. I don't know, man. This team is already off to a really good start, I would say. As soon as we get the offense in check, we're going to be golden. I do just want to trade Daniel Jones, though. I know it's going to really get this rebuild going as we lose in the first round of the playoffs to the Chicago Bears as we're ready for another offseason. If we trade Daniel Jones, we can get a lot. With the new trade system, quarterbacks are extremely valuable. And to my team, Daniel Jones is not extremely valuable. So he's someone I'm just looking to trade. Lorenzo Carter is 26 years old. I would sign him to a 3-year deal. He can be a fine backup. He'll get up into the 80s probably. So a 3-year deal for Lorenzo Carter really isn't too bad for me, and he does accept that. BJ Hill is all right. He's honestly a little bit too expensive for what he brings to the table. He's a solid player, nothing spectacular. I'd maybe give him a 3-year deal as well. Something like I gave to Lorenzo Carter, and he's back. Okay, I don't need Dante Pettis. I don't need Isaac Yiadom. I want to do better at cornerback. So those are all the moves I'm making. We're going into free agency. We don't have a ton of money, 21 mil, but it should be enough to do something. As Devontae Adams is here, I don't need that. J.J. Watt's here. That would be a great addition, but he's 33. Baker Mayfield's here. That would be such a big pickup for the team. That would be so big. Harold Landry's here. Harold Landry is someone that I think and hope the Giants will go after in real life at this point. And I think that if the Titans can't reach an extension with him, especially if they underperform this year on the defensive side of the ball, it's a really expensive franchise tag to get an edge rusher, to tag an edge rusher. So he might end up testing free agency, and I would love for the Giants to go after him. Mike McGlinchey is here as well. That's also something I would really highly consider. We just don't really have the money for it, and I would rather have Harold Landry. We'll continue to develop Matt Pert, and we'll take it from there. Hopefully Harold Landry signs. That's really the only one I care about right now, and he does. Harold Landry is the newest New York Giant. He'll start at outside linebacker. He's a really good scheme fit. And then we have O'Shane Ximines as a fine backup. Lorenzo Carter for the next year or 2. Or 3, depending on what I do with trades. Or not. BJ Hill for the next 2 or 3. Logan Ryan I would love to trade still. But I also think that moving him back to cornerback and playing him in the slot would be very, very good. Our offensive line doesn't look terrible. It's really just replacing that quarterback, man. Daniel Jones, due for a contract extension. He didn't play pretty well last season. He is not worth keeping around. I am going to trade him. That's just what happens next. Dexter Lawrence, yeah, we'll pick up his 5th-year option. Don't have to worry about picking up DeAndre Baker's 5th-year option. Great pick that turned out to be. Like, it's crazy. Daniel Jones has interest from literally every team. Most teams are green. Like, why would the Bengals have green interest in Daniel Jones? Why? So, big move here. It's Daniel Jones, a 5th and a 4th for number 13 from the Falcons. The Falcons have Matt Ryan still at quarterback. Here's the problem with Matt Ryan. He's 37 and is only a 73 overall, due $24 million. So they're rocking with Daniel Jones now. I just don't want him. It's my rebuild, man. I want a better potential quarterback than just random normal dev Daniel Jones with an expiring contract. Baker Mayfield is still available. He's still available. I want Baker. Just don't have the money to make that happen. So we're going to simulate to the draft and get it done. Hopefully there's a good QB in the draft. Haven't seen any of it. Just have auto scouting on per usually. Pick at number 9 overall. Show me a quarterback. Oh, there are a few. There's 2, actually. Kyle Thompson, a USF. Kyle Thompson is an early first-round guy. And then Cody Barrett is a late first-round guy. So Kyle Thompson might be worth moving up for. And the nice thing is that you can actually move up in the draft now if you want. Now, the Jags won't have Trevor Lawrence. Who's their quarterback? Gardner Minshew. I have to trade up with the Jags. No point even checking who the Lions have. The Jags will take that quarterback if I don't act fast. So I'm trading number 9 overall as well as projected number 9 overall next year to move up to number 1. And we're taking that quarterback. That is our quarterback of the future. He's an early first-round guy. Tested fairly well. He's got A+ throw power. Seems to have some really good accuracy as well. I think an immediate upgrade over Daniel Jones, and it already is. Daniel Jones is what, a 76 overall? Kyle Thompson is a 77 with a better development trait, and he's younger. This was a no-brainer pick. All right, at number 13. At number 20, I want to take a center, but I might end up taking him a little bit earlier. Nick Powell seems fairly good. Really good run stopper. Don't know if he is a great... if he's a great pass rusher, though. Kevin Levins, as fun as his name is to say, is also a really, really sick player. I didn't think he'd be available. I'm taking the corner. That's the move. He's the number 1 overall player in the class, 79 overall. Unfortunately, only normal development, but 95 speed, 79 man is crazy. 71 zone, 71 play rec, 96 acceleration. This was the move. Now, I've also considered taking a pass rusher. There's an edge rusher that looks pretty good. Is he still going to be available? He is. Joey Fitzpatrick. He doesn't look amazing, though. That's the thing. Doesn't look amazing. Is a scheme fit. Is an early first-round guy. We know his overall is going to be decent. But I also want this center that's available. Now, George Whiteside also is tempting because he is an early first-round guy. I thought he was mid. Early first-round guy with pass rush potential. I want just a lot of players. And I want a center. Craig Linsley. Maybe any relation to Corey Linsley? So what's a bigger need? I think we pass on the edge rusher, honestly. Just because he doesn't look like he's anything crazy. I'm sure he is going to be sick with a great development trait. But George Whiteside's my guy here. He's ranked number 5. Only normal dev as well. 77 overall. But the pass rush potential thing was a big selling point. 83 power moves, 81 speed, 92 strength for a defensive tackle. Good block shed and finesse moves too. Again, it feels like another no-brainer pick, and I'm going to end up trading up. It's going to cost me a 3, and Logan Ryan to move up to number 33. Top pick in the second round, but that's where I probably want to take that center. As there goes Jerry Bryant, relative of Dez maybe. They look alike. Both going to the Cowboys. And that edge rusher is gone. I want to check his overall in development after the draft, but Craig Linsley's the easy pick. Number 7 in the class, 76 overall. Big upgrade on the offensive line. Again, only normal development, but look at those attributes, man. He's really, really good. 85 run block coming out the draft. That is just phenomenal. So I'm in between 2 right now. This is effectively my last pick of the draft, and it's to take a corner, Chad Mathis, even though I feel like I'm kind of good at corner. Late first round guy. Or LaRon Cochran, who also looks very good, but I feel like I'm kind of set at receiver. He's a mid first round guy, so he will be a higher overall. It's just which is more important to my team. Bringing in another receiver. If he's good enough, I don't need to hold on to Darius Slayton, but I kind of like Darius Slayton. I love Jalen Waddle for the future, of course. What do? Defensively, like cornerback, since we drafted one, it doesn't look amazing now, but it will be very solid. We'll have roughly 4 talented guys. Maybe I just draft the cornerback and play him as safety depth. It depends on how good his zone coverage is. I don't know why he's a zone guy. 6'3", 184. Do I want the better player? Do I want the potential better player for my team as a backup? I'm going to go LaRon Cochran. 74 overall, only normal development, but he is definitely the better player. And that will do it for the draft. All right, here he is. Joey Fitzpatrick, 76 overall. Is only normal development. Does look very, very good, though. He's got every trait ever. How do you have that many traits, man? Big hitter, predictable swim move, spin move, strip ball, high motor. Do all edge rushers just have all those? I have no idea. And there's Chad Mathis, who I didn't take. Normal dev, I mean, does look pretty good as well. I just opted to go with a receiver who is 1 overall point higher. Does it matter in the end? No, probably not, but I don't know. So per usual, I'm going West Coast zone run in Tennessee. I also changed from... Actually, no, I didn't. I thought about changing from 3-4 under to 3-4 storm, but the defense was good last year, and we have some scheme fits this way. Anyway, I like where the team is, and then for specialists, like, I don't really want Dexter Lawrence and Whiteside and Williams all going after the quarterback, because, I mean, Dexter Lawrence really shouldn't be a better pass rusher than George Whiteside. But, I mean, I don't really know what to do. Like, if Adio Denebo's rushing the passer, It's not ideal. He shouldn't be my primary rush end. But what are we going to do? Whiteside's going to play left end, and then I think we're fine to go. This is a really solid team. It's not there yet. It's not there yet. These guys have to develop a little bit. But things are looking pretty good overall, I would say. So I am ready, I think, to just simulate to the midseason mark and see how we're doing with our new quarterback. I think everything's where it needs to be. Pretty sure. And we should be good to go. We are 6-1 at the midseason mark, doing quite well. But so is football team, so is Dallas. Eagles, not so much. Saquon Barkley will be a free agent, so we're going to look to bring him back, as is James Bradbury. Darius Slayton, Kyle Rudolph I can let walk. Blake Martinez, I'm going to let walk. Julian Love is good. He's only 24 years old. Yeah, normal dev, but he's a 79 overall. So even with normal development, he should actually be a fine option. Blake Martinez is 28. He's going to regress, and he's already not very good. Only a 79 overall. We need to do better than that, so he's just not really going to be a focus for me. But Saquon, I am going to pay a running back here. It's actually not too bad. It's not too bad to bring Saquon back. He's back for 5 years. James Bradbury, I will bring back for, I think 3 is good. I think 3 should be fine. It's really not too expensive either. And James Bradbury should continue to get better. He's superstar dev. I would absolutely love for him to get superstar X Factor, so his regression gets delayed a little bit longer. And then Darius Slayton is worth probably about 70 a year to me, so I will bring him back. So top 3 guys are all returning. This should be a playoff team. We're trending in that direction for sure. 85 overall, everything. Can't afford anything on the Coach XP front at the moment, but things are looking good. I really like where we are. We got LaRon Cochran out here. There's no way he's playing. But I will see you guys at the playoffs. Oh, and not only did we make the playoffs, we got a first-round bye. The number 1 seed, that is a thing of beauty. The Browns, of course, have the other 1 seed in the AFC. We went 13-3. 6th best offense. Kyle Thompson was unreal. 22nd defense in terms of yards, though. That's a little bit weird. What about for points? 11th in points. Points allowed has to be real low. 5th. We'll take that. Kyle Thompson, what a rookie year. Probably the best rookie year by any quarterback ever. About 4,200 yards, 33 touchdowns. That's a new NFL rookie record. And 5 interceptions. Oh, he's killing it. Rushing, Saquon was unreal. 1,300 yards, 13 touchdowns, averaging 5.7 yards per carry on over 230 carries. Receiving, Jalen Waddle went over 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns. Kenny Golladay was solid. Evan Ingram had plenty of yards. And then Darius Slayton somehow had 9 touchdowns. Very interesting. Defensively, Jabril Cox, 110 tackles, led the team, 4 for loss. 10 from Harold Landry would lead the way, though. He also had 12 sacks. 8.5 for Leonard Williams, 5 for O'Shane Ximines, 4.5 for Blake Martinez and Dexter Lawrence, 3 for the rookie George Whiteside out of the Ohio State University. Lorenzo Carter were 3. We still need more help on the edge, and we really didn't force many turnovers at all. Like, barely any interceptions. That's only 6 for the entire team. No defensive touchdowns, nothing like that, but yearly awards. We have Aaron Rodgers winning another MVP. Kaepernick with the Browns and Deshaun Watson with the Texans. Okay, very interesting. See all this. Kyle Thompson, number 9. I'm curious about his development rate. He finishes at 2nd for Offensive Player of the Year as a rookie. Another giant in there. It's going to be Saquon at number 10. Defensive Player of the Year is Eric Kendricks. No Giants. Offensive Rookie of the Year, of course, it's going to be Kyle Thompson. Marquell Drummond at number 5. I couldn't tell you who that is for even a second. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Steve Cologne, already an 81 overall. Kevin Levins at number 2. George Whiteside, number 5. This was a fantastic season so far, and we aren't even done. We still have our divisional round of the playoffs. We got the Cardinals, who usually are very poor in simulation. Let's check out the dev trait. Show me Superstar X Factor for the quarterback. We made the right decision. Superstar X Factor, rookie quarterback. Oh, it was the right move to trade up. And I am giving him Gambler so I don't jump in and throw an interception. Some guys really don't like when I jump in, but I think it's fun to actually see the players on the field. And it's about the team building anyway. So I don't see any problem with jumping into the playoffs. As I really want Thompson to get his thing activated. I don't know why it's not doing it. I think in order to fix this before, I've just changed the position back and forth. So we'll make him a running back. He's going to be really bad. And then I'm going to change him back to quarterback, and his X Factor ability should work. He's disappeared. Okay. He is a 40 overall. Not ideal. All right, now he's back to quarterback. We're back to an 87 overall, and the ability is showing up. Run and gun. I don't even know what that is. I feel like I do this in every single franchise. I'm just giving him Gambler. I don't care. Kyle Rudolph is our fullback. That's interesting. Jalen Waddle is going into the slot. We are just looking great. Our defense didn't draft any dev trade guys, but things are looking okay. And did the specialist change? It probably did. We got Julian Love there now. He's a higher overall there than Blake Martinez. I might as well just leave it. George Whiteside is now a rush end. That's interesting. I mean, he has the speed to do it. He's just really heavy for the position. But he has the speed. He has 81 speed. I mean, why not? Why not get it done? Kind of weird, but seems to be doing the job. I'm going to do, let's do DB training boost. And I didn't notice that I didn't have that before. So you guys probably hated that I missed that. And I'll do receiver. Get Jalen Waddle up to 99. But we'll see if we can beat this Cardinals team. They're 8-8. Not particularly good. And they're usually very bad in simulation. We have home field advantage. This should be a win. Of course it's not. We lost 10-7. We went out in the playoffs and scored 7 points. I mean, even when our defense holds them to 10, what do you want them to do? The Cardinals made it to the Super Bowl. Oh my. Julian Love is someone I want to bring back. Talked about that a little bit. He's really not too expensive either. That should be fine. He returns. O'Shane Zimenez, I'm going to let go. Nick Gates, I'll let go. Riley Dixon, I'll let go. These two guys, Kyle Rudolph and Blake Martinez, I will let go as well. And show me some dev trade upgrades. Show me Superstar X Factor for James Bradbury. Am I missing any here? Kenny Galladay's had Superstar. Kyle Thompson, his accuracy is looking nice. I'd love for deep accuracy to go up. So we'll do strong arm. Up to an 89 overall with morale. Throw power goes up, even better. But this team is looking at great. Could use a backup running back, perhaps. And then defensively, Harold Landry went up. We like that. Now we could change the scheme to fit Harold Landry as a defensive end. And I guess Leonard Williams could stay there, but I don't know. We're just in kind of a weird spot with this team where we don't have like a bona fide solid edge rusher on the other side of Harold Landry. It's a little bit of a problem. I haven't figured out how to fix it yet because we have 3 D tackles. We're perfect for the 3-4. Outside linebacker, we just need one more guy. I can't believe I'm doing this, but what does Blake Martinez want? I'd rather just see what else is available in free agency before I commit to him for the next year or two. He was actually good last year for the Giants, which was nice. But for the sake of me in this franchise, he's not a stud. Stephon Tuitt is great, not the edge rusher I want. Rashawn Gary might be. I still think he's better served to be like a 3-4 defensive end and can move around and be like some type of versatile front. But he would be a solid addition to our team to play outside linebacker. No one's really going after him. So if I can offer him a cheap deal and get him, Rashawn Gary actually might be a solid pickup. Also, bring him back. Local guy. Went to, I want to say, Paramus Catholic. He was a big New Jersey high school football star. So bring him back to New Jersey would be kind of nice. Hunter Renfrow is up to superstar dev. What's going on here? Really not loving the available linebackers. Like, not at all. Raekwon McMillan might be my best option. That's a little sad, but he might be my best option. But hey, we got Raekwon McMillan and Rashawn Gary. Raekwon's going to slide over to play inside linebacker, of course. I don't think that's going to be a surprise to anybody. I'm fine with my offensive line right now. We could use a backup tight end. We'd use a backup running back. Tay Crowder is absolutely not going to play. So Raekwon might go down to like 77 overall, but he has star dev. I think he's going to be a higher overall than Blake Martinez will be at some point in this season, which means it is worth it to me to pick up a player like this. Might end up drafting him to linebacker as well. And then Rashawn Gary at outside linebacker. Things could be worse. things really could be worse. So things are looking up, I'll say. We got first rounded last year. We need a punter as well. Is James Bradbury really regressing? Oh, that's crazy, man. He's a superstar development player. Hate to see it. Hate to see it. I got Damian Harris and Rigoberto Sanchez. So, starting punter, backup running back. Andrew Thomas will pick up the 5th-year option just because tackles get expensive. And we want to keep him. Star dev player, getting into the 80s, hopefully at some point. I lowballed some other players around the league, like Foster Moreau. People say I look like... We are both white, I'll give it to you. And then none of the other tight ends wanted anything to do with me. As we pick at the end of the 2nd round, Tavares Oakman. Looks pretty good. Late 1st round guy, though, only. And we don't need a quarterback, but interesting. Some pretty good linebackers available. Like Trent Martin's probably who we'll end up with. But if I can move up for Dwayne Harris... Dwayne Harris. Former New York Giant. Return man, Dwayne Harris. Spelled differently, and also probably not known for being on the Giants. But he was on the Giants. Looking for some edge rushers as well. I'm not seeing incredible value. Mid-1st round speed rusher in the 3rd. That will be that 2nd round pick probably. Middle linebacker, 17th in the class. So if he's available at 11 overall, I am making a move up. We're in a position where we're playing to win now. And I'm cool to trade a 1st rounder next year to move up. He went at number 10. Didn't make it to number 11. That's fine. Not really too pressed about it. 76 overall middle linebacker. Like, I am kind of pressed about it, actually. That'd be a really, really nice player to get. But I, in my head, said 11. So I was going to wait till 11. But the edge rusher I want is available. And that's the easy pickup. Brandon McLaughlin. 74 overall. Only normal dev. Number 10 in the class. Took him at number 60. It's incredible value for the pick. He's a good backup right now. Even if he's not hard-pressed to play. He's also wearing number 72. New York Giant underrated legend Osi Umenyiora. Anyone remember him? One of my favorite players growing up. I think probably my 2nd favorite player. Love Tiki Barber, but Osi Umenyiora was the guy. Super underrated player all time. But this class, it's not great here down the board. So I think I will take Owen Baker and then call it a day. Solid value pickup, but that'll do it for the draft. If this middle linebacker actually has a good development trade as well, I'm going to be really upset. Normal, I'm fine with it. He's real good, don't get me wrong, but normal development is the easiest buzzkill to any situation with draft picks, man. Like, it's just a killer. I do need backup tight ends. Jacob Hollister works. We have money. We're kind of good right now. Christopher Herndon is an incredible backup. Who is Walker? Travis Walker. CPU drafted a star dev tight end who's really bad, by the way, so it doesn't matter. But cool, I guess. Team's looking real solid. Offensive line is fine. I think that's fair. Receiving core is great. Backfield is great. I guess Damian Harris is going to play some fullback. And then the defense looks solid as well. I'm going to also change them from 3-4 under to 3-4 storm. It should be less of a scheme fit, but it will play way better in simulation, and it just won't matter. Scheme fit is only for XP for these players, but it does actually impact how they play in simulation. So, can we not get... why is this set up this way? Why would Harold Landry not be rushing the passer? Where is Raekwon McMillan? I've got questions, and I'm not getting the answers. Raekwon's only a 70 overall sub-linebacker. Julian Lovell stay then. That's fine. The one I'm upset about is why George Whiteside would play over Harold Landry. He's a higher overall. How? I know that I think they account for run stopping at right end way more than left end. I think left end's all about what you do as a pass rusher. I think Harold Landry's not a very high overall rush end, and it makes no sense to me. He's got 90 finesse moves. Overall is so strange. I'll put Rashawn Gary at rush right end. He's a super high overall there. And then Whiteside can be back up there. I don't really know what's going on, but I want Harold Landry as a rush end all day. And I know guys say, oh, don't put your pass rushers at outside linebacker. It's a 3-4. They will rush the passer. It's a 3-4 defense. We are 3-4 at the midseason mark. This is not good. Bottom of the NFC East. Saquon's frustrated. We have contracts to negotiate. What's going on with our offense? I have no idea, but this is really, really, really not good right now. We need to bounce back. Do I go back to 3-4 under just because it worked last year? We went 13-3. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm going to check out the stats. Maybe. It's tough with the bye week, though, because we don't really know where we rank. The bye week always makes it tough to see. But where's our defense in terms of points allowed? We are roughly middle of the pack, but maybe I go back to 3-4 under. I don't know. Offense is not cutting it this year. All right, let's bring back Dexter Lawrence. He's almost a 90 overall. I want a 5-year deal for him, and he wants more money. John Ross's contract is up. Xavier McKinney's here. Leonard Williams I do want. 3 years works for me. He's not a very high overall, but he wants more money. You are not worth more money. Xavier McKinney is very easily worth this contract, though. So we will bring him back. And then Graham Gano, I don't care about right now. Some of these guys I just don't care about right now. But, like, Pert is a big part of our line. He's cheap. We'll only get more expensive. He's back. Darnay Holmes works. But at the same time, we have that corner that we drafted, so we don't really need him. I don't know. We'll have some tough decisions in the offseason, and it seems like we might be getting to the offseason quickly. Because this team is not on track to make the playoffs. It is a really tight division, though, so we could very easily do it if 1 or 2 wins go our way. If 1 or 2 games go our way with wins, but we'll see. We do sneak into the playoffs, 9-7. Wow. The Eagles won the division at 9-6-1. Football team gets in at 9-7. The Giants get in at 9-7. 14th best offense, almost no touchdowns for Kyle Thompson. Our defense was about good. Wow. What happened this year from last year? Fewer touchdowns and 20 interceptions. Is it because of the abilities, maybe? They changed? I don't know what happened. I mean, he threw 22 interceptions. I have no idea what has happened. But he was awful. Saquon was still very good, as he is. Receiving, Jalen Waddle went off. 1,400 yards, 11 touchdowns. Darius Slayton had 0 this year. Very odd. And then defensively, Jabril Cox, great season for him overall. Rashawn Gary had 11 tackles for loss. Harold Landry had 11 sacks, led the team. 7 for Gary, 7 for Whiteside, 5 for Dexter Lawrence. Leonard Williams only had 4.5. He might be like a tag and trade candidate. We forced a lot more turnovers this year, a lot of interceptions. I don't know where that was last year, but it didn't really seem to do much because our team was still not very good. Mahomes won MVP, no Giants. NFC Offensive Player of the Year, Sam Kiernan. Rookie quarterback, I guess. Or second-year quarterback, maybe. Defensive Player of the Year is Aaron Donald. No Giants. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Heath Lockhart. No Giants, as far as I could tell. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Tremont Kendricks. No Giants. So we have no one in anything? Unusual. Now we have to go into Lambeau and try to beat the Packers in the playoffs. Oh, that's right. It's happened many times before. It did not happen this time. 24-3. Why is our offense so bad? We're scoring no points. What is going on? Oh my God, this team sucks. Despite not sucking, they suck. Why are we not winning games? Why can't we score points? Why is the offense so bad? I don't get it. Packers won the Super Bowl. Dexter Lawrence, again, I forgot we didn't actually bring him back yet. I don't know what's going on with this team. Offense still looks great. It's not, though. Jabril Peppers went up to superstar development. I think that's a new change. Sure is. So good for him. Those seemed whatever. I don't know, man. We might need like a full-on team change. Or play, but I don't know. Something just is not clicking right now. I think we should move on from Leonard Williams. Probably a player I should have tried to trade. He's still decent. Yeah, I might tag and trade him. That's probably best case scenario. Dexter Lawrence needs more money. I hope I don't have to franchise tag him, so I'm going to maybe overpay him a little bit. About $69 million overall. Nice. And then Leonard Williams is going to get tagged. Yeah, it's just what has to happen. Graham Gano, I never pay kickers, but like it really is not that expensive. 7-year deal. He's going to test free agency. Oh, these guys are so annoying. I will give him a $1 million deal. 14.2. You're going to test free agency. You're not. I'm going to overpay you, and then I'm going to trade you. Oh, why franchise tag him? It's not worth it. I know it's not worth it. But, like, I'm going to trade him, and the return will be worth it. Now, I don't have any money right now for free agency. Isaiah Simmons is here, who I love, and that'd be huge. There are definitely some good players we could get. We could get the Linsley bros back together. We got our center right now, Linsley. But here's what needs to happen. Leonard Williams needs to be traded. If we're sticking in a 3-4, we have our defensive tackle, or lineman, defensive tackles, Dexter Lawrence, George Whiteside, BJ Hills, whatever. I could trade him too. Like, we're good. We're good. We have 3 fine ones. I forgot about Brandon McLaughlin. But Leonard Williams probably should go. BJ Hill, if I can find a trade partner. And then we might just go 4-3. And then move Gary to end, Harold Landry to end, and then pick up an outside linebacker. That could be the move. In fact, it probably will be. Classic. These guys don't have any value anymore. That's fair, I guess. Okay, Leonard Williams and Cochran, as well as a 5th-round pick for Jordan Brooks. Jordan Brooks is solid. If he has star dev, even better. I didn't bother checking, but I know he's young and I know he's talented. He does have star dev. So this 4-3 transition should be pretty seamless. Pretty easy. Hey, we got Corey Linsley. The storyline is complete. Linsley teams back up with Linsley. Yeah, I can see some resemblance there. Where do I want to move this guy? I think Linsley goes and plays right guard. I think that's the move. Yeah, he might even jump up to an 80 overall, which would be very nice, and he does. So the offensive line now looking quite good. And I actually made an offer on Michael Onwenu as well, who accepts as well. He was mega lowballed. And you know what's great about Michael Onwenu? He has a ton of experience playing every position. He is my new starting right tackle. All right, about to jump into the NFL draft. Our team's really good. I'm not really sure what the biggest position of need is. I feel like the offensive line is more than fine. Kind of rhymed there. I feel like all the skill position players on offense are great. Defensively, it's kind of just linebacker, maybe, but we're fine there. And then maybe defensive line. Rashawn Gary's in the 88. If we drafted some stud D tackle, like, sure, but I kind of just think we're fine. I'm not really sure what we would get that's an upgrade. Well, Gio Pollard looked pretty good. He's a late first-round guy, though, which is confusing. Yeah, I've come to the conclusion it doesn't matter who we take. Doesn't matter. So we'll just take a couple picks and then call it a draft. Don't spell Ryan with an E. That's disgusting. We're going to take Marco Gaddis. Hybrid safety out of Bama. He's got not safety speed, though. 4.44. So maybe a cornerback if we need, but we won't need it. He can't cover at all, by the way. That's 76 man. Actually, so I was mistaken, but I saw zone coverage. It looks real bad. Yeah, he might be a better corner than a safety. I didn't think I was going to draft this guy, but he's kind of the best player available. What's this quarterback? Late first-round guy. Quarterbacks are extremely valuable. I'll just take him, so if I want to trade him, I can, and that'll do it. Who's even the best player in that class? Let's see here. I mean, it wasn't anything crazy. Carl Dotson, 78 overall, of course, normal dev. That's how that works. Another normal dev guy at number 2. not a versatile guy, just a run stopper. 2 nose tackles are the highest overall players in the class. Yeah, another just trash draft class from Madden NFL 21. Just how that works, I guess. So this is the team for what should be the final year here. And it's very, very good. Now it's time to actually go out and make it happen on the field. Offensive line is solid. Backfield, skill position players, solid. Linebacking core, solid. Everything's solid on the team. Now it's just actually time to go out and win. Our rush ends, we got Harold Landry, Rashawn Gary, Lawrence and Whiteside up the middle. We got Jabril Cox and Jordan Brooks. Let's play well, please. Let's play well. Mid-season mark. We are, please show me 5 or 6 wins. 3-4. Kenny Golladay, the man of the video, is going to be a free agent. Why is this team losing? Just hell, dude. We snuck into the playoffs. Thank God. If I would have had to leave this video on, oh, I guess all we do is get first round in the playoffs, and this season we didn't even make them, it would have been sad. We won the division, though. 3rd best offense. Kyle Thompson was better. Threw for almost 4,900 yards, which is unreal. 39 touchdowns. Did throw 15 picks, but it's forgivable. Saquon was quite good still. Receiving Jalen Waddle was unreal. Almost 1,700 yards and 15 touchdowns on over 100 catches. Kenny Golladay, 89 for over 1,005 TDs. Ingram had 9 touchdowns, almost 900 yards. Darius Slayton was a solid 4th option. Jabril Cox, 110 tackles, led the team. Tackles for loss, 14 from Harold Landry, who also had 14.5 sacks, which led the team. 6.5 for Big Dex, 6 for Rashawn Gary, 5.5 for Brandon McLaughlin, who played probably way too much, and then 3 interceptions for Jabril Peppers led the way. Ryan Tannehill wins an MVP. Kyle Thompson does not win, finishes at 3rd, unfortunately. NFC Offense Player of the Year is Sam Kiernan, who's killing it. Kyle Thompson at 4. Defense Player of the Year, Marcus Bailey. No. I disagree. Harold Landry at 8. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Cole Henry. George Hillman at 8. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Carl Dodson. A lot of Niners in there. No Giants. And let me tell you, if we lose in the first round of the playoffs, I am going to be devastated. Where did our offense rank? 3rd. Offense really shouldn't need any changing. Defense was 18th. So we're playing the 4-3 now. They're not exactly performing up to expectations, but what are we going to do? We just got to at least beat the Cowboys, man. Thank God. We scored 38. I don't want to jump in. I will jump into the conference championship. See it then if we make it, but we don't. 31-24. As disappointment mounts. I hate this game. I'm not saying I have to win the Super Bowl every year, but I have a 92 overall team, man. It's at least +6 overall to the next best team. We should not be out here barely getting into the playoffs and then losing every game in the playoffs. We won one this time, though, which was nice. But I guess this will be the final team. Jalen Waddle up to a 97 overall. Kenny Golladay, 93 overall. Still continuing to get better. Route running's not really a strong suit, but 99 catching traffic, 97 catching, 96 spectacular catch. Pretty good from Kenny Golladay. It's nice to have him on the Giants. And then our defense, Harold Landry went up to Superstar X Factor. Love to see that. But no one else got upgraded. It seems like a lackluster team, at least on defense, but the offense is unbelievable. The defense really isn't bad either. Just some normal dev in there makes everything look a little bit worse. It was actually the strong part of our team. But that's going to do it for the video, guys. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. Let me know which team you want to see next, and I will see you in the next one. Take it easy.
Insane, I hit it at the park, bend bones. See me high step to the end zone. My life like a game, Nintendo. Playing with the best, let them know. Get off the track, the train's coming through. Yeah, promise you get in my way, then you best believe I'ma just run over you. Yeah, yeah. Papa turn, taking it back to the house. Defensive joke, I'm laughing so loud. Speedbird's good.